Okay, we've done this one. I don't blame him. Very bad ending unlocked. I nearly burst through the door of classified. How is it bad? I have a guy who likes me. I'm free. I'm officially completed my first college semester ever. Okay. Granted, I won't be headed back. I might have something to speak. I groan loudly and start walking. Man, I need to chill out. I was just in the middle of saying how I was going to relax, and now I'm thinking about those abductions again. I'm guessing I'm going to get abducted. When I feel my phone ring, that my thoughts drift somewhere else. Was that a text from someone? No, it was another email. It's from Roller again. No, whenever I see a roller measure, my stomach seizes. And what do they do? It's actually this time. The name is coming to get you. At this point, I don't even know if I want to keep doing this because I don't. The day is unsettling. The day has come. Fight or flight. Will you make the first strike on the abandoned battlefield, or shall I? Very bad ending. Like, I'm playing it in novel mode after I failed couldn't do it in the normal mode. You think with this mode it would give you a chance to get the good ending? But we'll see. Let's find out who the guy is. The day has come. Take back everything I said about not being too scared. I nearly dropped my phone from how bad my hands are shaking. December was when Aaron was abducted last year and they were going for the same schedule. I looked out the phone, rereading desperately. Will you make the first strike on the abandoned battlefield, or shall I? What do they mean, abandoned battlefield? Wait, do they mean that abandoned building? Is this why they call... What? It is Ted. This is a way to call me out. Are they so confident that they think they can mess with me like this? I swallowed the anger rising in my throat and do all I can to control myself from running off. I don't know what they're thinking, but they have made the biggest mistake of their life. I'm not going to let them get the better of me anymore. Duh, I guess I can call Mom later. I know I promised, but this is way more important right now. She'll understand, I hope. I hurry through the campus and head back to the abandoned building as I am. I did think about bringing a weapon, but that might raise some weird questions if anyone saw me. Am I really doing this? For all I know, I'm rushing headfirst toward my death. But I'm already here, and just think, maybe I can get this guy all on my own. I can't be afraid. I've come this far, and I've figured out so much. Even if I haven't figured out the pieces yet, I can't back down. This is what I tell myself as I walk into the abandoned building. It's as quiet as it always is, with no signs of anyone nearby. Even so, I stay on my guard and walk slowly. Anything can pop out when you at least expect it, especially with how dark it is here. It's still afternoon, but it doesn't look like much light gets in at all. Wait, I can hear something. I turn to look down the neighborhood, and someone moves past the corner and into the shadows. I take off as the adrenaline rushes over me, flooding out the fear that should have taken place. That had to be the abductor. I can hear the noise more clearly now. It's like footsteps, but of someone running. I bet they don't realize they're leading me right to them. Oh, they do. I keep chase, zipping past corners until I hear something else. They're girl screams. Oh my god, did they manage to abduct someone else instead? I don't waste any time. I race toward the door I can hear the screams from and pull the door wide open. Stop! But there's no one to stop. The room is empty and I hold on. I think I've been here before. Yeah, this is one of the rooms I investigated last time I came here. Then where is the sound coming from? I check around the clock. Yeah, you dumbass. And the closer I get to the bed, the louder the screams get. I sweep a hand under the pillows and it comes out a portable MP3 player. Scowling, I press the stop button and shove the player back in frustration. What the heck is this supposed to be? A slam at the door behind me is all I need for an answer. I should have been obvious. In retrospect, it's a trap, and I fell for it like a big fat idiot. This can't be happening. I grab the knob and try to turn it, but it sticks in place no matter how much I pull and twist. Somebody help me. I bang on the door with my both fists, rattling the door on its hinge. Get me out of here. Let me out, damn it. It doesn't matter how hard I hit or if I kick and scream, the door doesn't open. I try and try until my hands sting, but I eventually find my breath giving out. After one final thump of my fist, I slump against the door and slide down to my knees. I should have been more careful. What am I going to do now? Tiredly, I drop onto my bottom and lean back against the wall next to the door, knees hugged to my chest. I can't do anything. I can't even call for help. There's no signal in here. All I can do is sit on my useless butt. I bow my head in between my knees, feeling like I want to die. I don't know what's going to happen now. I can hear someone calling my name. My body feels so heavy. Open my eyes feels as strenuous as moving lead. I managed to do so. However, everything's blurry. All I can see are colors and vague shapes. Why is it so loud? What's wrong? Oh, she's woken up. There are hands on my shoulder and back to try and sit me up. I groan as I do, flopping forward like a marionette doll without strings. Nicole Grave, Nicole, are you okay? That voice, it's almost like it's familiar to me, but I don't know. My brain is in fog right now. Where am I? There's this weird taste in my mouth. My head hurts really bad. I feel the ground under me, and it's hard, so I think I'm on pavement. Is that the right word? I open my mouth to try and ask, but nothing comes out. It feels like it's dry air. It's okay, Nicole. You're safe now. We're going to take care of you, all right? Take care of me from what? I'm safe? I don't understand. What's going on? What was I doing for this? I can't remember. It's not because of all those people talking and the sirens in the back. My brain is just honestly not remembering anything. But I think I was on the trail of the kidnapper, right? Right? Yeah, I was about to get them. I was on their track. I don't think I can stay awake anymore. Hands grab me before I fall back, setting me up by my shoulders. It doesn't matter anyway. I start to doze off. But as I do, it's like my brain is trying to tell me something. Something screaming in the back of my head, and it hurts, almost like about to burst out. It never does. I don't know what it is, but I can't get to it. I can't remember. I don't know what's going on anymore. All I want to do is sleep. Really? Really? It's a really loud night tonight. People are crowding the streets, wandering from attraction to attraction. The buildings are lit up with paper lanterns of different colors. Balloons are tied to lampposts, and there are streamers, flyers, you name it. This block party is really kicking, and the best part is all the food. There are so many food vendors that they had to put up a map. They had to put up a map of them all. I only get a stick of cotton candy, though. I have to try and watch my figure at least a little. Unfortunately, I can't seem to enjoy it at all. It only reminds me that we should have been hosting a booth, too, and that just reminds me of how bummed Ted must be right now. Honestly, I'm too upset about the store. It's just Ted that I'm worried about. Honestly, I'm not too upset about the store. It's just Ted I'm worried about. Since we couldn't host a fundraiser and the store is basically doomed to fall into debt, Ron decided that selling it sooner would be better. Though really, I know the real reason he's so eager to sell it. Get rid of the store and he gets his son back. It's been a while since that day, and Ted seems resigned to the idea of selling the shop. I hope that Mr. Starr talked to him after all this time, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't. Or as the Stars would say, I bet my biscuits he hasn't. How can I tell? The fact that Ted didn't accept my invitation to even go to the block party. Thanks to him, I'm all by myself. But I know he's super crushed, so it's okay. I was hoping to use this party as a way to cheer him up, but, well, so much for that. Ted told me to stop coming to work a few days ago, so I have no idea what's going on with him. I'm pretty sure the shop's going to be sold soon, so he must be taking care of that, I guess. Ugh, this is a party. It's supposed to be happy, so cheer me up. Or cheer up, me. I have to take my mind off Ted tomorrow. I see a street musician rocking out on the acoustic guitar nearby. It looks like I found a way to do it. There's already a small crowd around the guy, a couple of teenagers, parents holding the hands of children with painted faces. It looks like he's getting done with a song just so they join in, and the small crowd erupts in applause. Even though I just got here, I clap too. What? It's rude not to. The guitarist raises a hand to quiet down the audience, then immediately starts his next song. It's a lively one, which gets some of the parents going with a few amazed oohs. It sounds strangely familiar. Is it modern? Yeah, this has to be a modern song because I'm so sure I've heard it recently. I catch myself nodding to the beat and tapping my foot when it hits me, like my muscle memory has just activated. This is the song that Ted and I danced to at the disco. It all comes swarming back, the way he gripped my hands as he held me in the frame, the sound of his voice as he whispered directly in my ears. I sigh, a little shivering. My body warms like he's standing right next to me, and I reflectively turn. But he's not going to be there. Ugh, fine, I get it. I don't care if he's sad or whatever. I'm going to find him tonight, and I'm going to cheer him up, damn it. The guitarist is doing a really good job, but I turn on my heel to head out. I should have been watching where I was going, though, because I run smack dab into someone else. Sorry. I steady myself on my feet, then see, to my horror, that some of my cotton candy has gotten stuck to this guy's dark blue police uniform. Police uniform? How'd you know I was thinking of getting some sweets? Something sweet. Playfully, Ron pinches some of the stuff off his shirt and dabs it on his mouth. I always find it funny how it goes and dissolves in your mouth like that. Like you're really eating cotton. But I'm rambling, ain't I? Thank goodness I ran into you, Nicole. You seen Ted anywhere? No, I tried inviting him out tonight, but he shot me down. I was about to call him to find out where he was, but I guess if you don't know, he's not about to tell me. I've tried calling and calling that cell phone of his, but it's off. I come home to an empty house tonight. I'm worried. I don't know what's going through that boy's mind. I figured that he came to the block party, but what if he ain't even here? Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll have to look for him. I pound my fist into my palm and grin, determined. What do you say, Ron? Search party? Why the heck not? This block party ain't too big. The two of us can cover it. Ron makes some hand signals I recognize from cop shows as the signs split up. Take that way and I'll take this way. Once you reach the inn, call the other if you don't find him. Understand? I know how to do my best impression of a policeman's salute. Roger. Oh, but Nicole. Ron pulls a crumpled piece of paper out from his pocket and hands it to me. If you do find Ted, can you give him this? I was planning on finally setting him down tonight, so I wrote my thoughts out to know what to say. I looked at the piece of paper nervously. Can I read it? You've heard it all about it. I told you over the phone, remember? About how much I hate that dang store. That's all it is. But what about if you find him? Won't you need it? Ron grins and taps the side of his head knowingly. I got it all stored up here in my trusty old noggin. Don't worry. I'll remember what to say when it comes down to it. Let me get going. Ted's a grown boy, but I'm still his pa. Knowing he's out there by himself makes me antsy. It's the same for me, so I pocket the paper and head out to go look for Ted. I don't have much luck at the start. I ask around at booths and people walking, but no one claims to have seen someone like Ted around. It makes me even more worried. Yeah, it's Ted, so it's like, what's the worst he can do? But you never know. I'm sure he'd find something drastic. I end up searching for a good half hour and eventually found my way near the tip of the park. It's most deserted here for obvious reasons. Why go here when there's a party happening right nearby? I don't think wallowing in the dark is Ted's style either. No, if he is here, I must have gone too far. I'll have to go back, but first I have to call Ron and tell him the news. I'm searching through my phone book when the thought occurs to me. What if Ted went back there? Back to the store? It's on my side of the block party, so I can't ask Ron if he can go check. Ugh, I hate running, though. No way around it. Groaning, I pick up my pace into a light jog and head back into the colorful festivities of the block party. Strangely, I feel like I'm headed back to work. I'd walk this path every day to the shop and then arrived. And when I arrived, Ted would give me this brief nod before going back to his work as usual. Please. Please, please, please be there waiting for me like you always are, Ted. When I reach the store, the doors slide open for me, even though it's still dark inside. That can't be a coincidence. Ted? I flinch as I hear something. Oh, look at that nice outfit. I flinch as I hear something to the side, expecting it to be a burglar. Jumpy at night, ain't you? It's Ted, unimpressed with my reaction. He comes slinking out from between the aisles, holding some chains in his hands. How the hell did you find me here? Your dad? I hold up a finger, then bend over to catch my breath. Man, I really have to work out more. Whew, sorry. As I was saying, your dad found me at the block party. He's looking for you. When he got back to your apartment, he said you weren't there. I don't know why he'd even care. Ted throws his arms up in the air, rattling the chains. I can't believe him. He just gave up and sold the store like that. I don't want to talk to him when he doesn't even listen. Did you try to talk him out of it? You think I wouldn't? I promised him I'd come up with some other way. Some way to make up for messing up so badly. But he wouldn't listen to me. He told me it was better to sell, and he didn't even explain. I cautiously take a step closer to Ted. I don't want to scare him off. Ted, your dad was going to try and talk to you tonight. He told me that earlier. He doesn't need to. I know what he's going to say. I'll let him down. All this time I've been doing my best to make him proud. And I let him down like that. Over some simple, stupid mistake on a form. I can't believe myself either, so I understand, but I have to show Pops that I'm serious about this. He lifts up the chains, and it's only then that I notice they're loosely wrapped around his wrists. I'm going to show him just how much this store means to me. I don't care what I have to do, but I won't leave this place without a fight. Wait, you're gonna chain yourself to the store? It's a form of a peaceful protest, Nicole. Sheesh. I thought you would have known that. I figured tonight would be the night everyone's at the block party. More people would see me that way. My dad hears about it, comes on running, sees how dedicated I am, and then he'll change his mind. He has to. There's the desperation to Ted's voice that scares me. I know he cared about the store because of his parents, so I hate to do this, but... Ted, no, you can't do that. Ted looks at me affronted. Who said you were the boss of me? I mean, it literally won't work. There's nothing you can do to make your dad change his mind. And you know this how? Heavily, I reach into the pocket and pull out the piece of paper Ron gave to me earlier. I read it while I was searching for Ted, as there's a bunch of notes and unorganized thoughts, but I think Ted should get it. Here, take this. Your dad wrote it all for a talk he was going to have with you. You should get what he's going to say from that. Ted skeptically swipes the paper out of my hand and flicks it open with a finger. I let him take his time reading it. It's not that long, but I'm sure he's going to want to reread it a few times to let it sink in. However, as it does, Ted's expression changes into something I hadn't expected. What the hell is this? Ted grits his teeth, and he looks up at me, eyes blazing angrily. Oh no, what did I do? From the start, he never wanted this shop. What the hell was he doing all this time? Was he screwing with me? Ted crumbles the piece of paper into a ball and throws it across the room, bouncing it against the glass wall. What the hell is his problem? I hold my hands out to try and calm Ted down, but seriously, I don't think there's anything that can calm him down right now. Why are you so mad? Did you even read what your dad said? Oh, I read it. I read it alright. He never wanted this store. He thinks I'm obsessed over it. If he thought that way all this time, why did he say nothing? Why did he let me work so hard for nothing if he cared for? Hard for something he never cared for. Your dad is just the type of guy who has a hard time talking about stuff like that. I was so tempted to add just like you, but I'm pretty sure Ted wouldn't appreciate that. Now that's no excuse. You don't go and pull something like this over someone. It makes me feel like all this hard work, like it was all just a waste of time. Ted backs up into the wall and he slowly slides his back down it, letting the chains unravel from his hands. You know, maybe it was all a waste of time. Maybe my pa didn't think I could do anything but run some dinky convenience store. Ted, I don't think I cannot do the accent today. I could barely do it any other day. Today I really can't do it. Ted, I don't think Ted, don't think of it like that. Don't try to console me. Ted roars so loud that the convenience store must be filled with his voice. Don't talk to me like some loser. I'm not a loser. Maybe I am. Ted drops his head and cradles it between his knees. His hands grab into his hair, desperate for something stable to hold on to. Maybe that's just how I am. I worked hard and I do my best and it's just not good enough. I'm just gonna screw everything up. Because you're only human. My voice is loud enough to grab Ted's attention from the linoleum floor. Slowly he looks up at me like I've just spoken a revelation. Ted, I know you want to be perfect, but, that's impossible, you know? We're only human. We're gonna make mistakes and there's nothing we can do about it. But that doesn't make us screw-ups or not worth anyone's time. Even though you made a mistake, you know what your dad said. He still told me he was proud of you and that he always has been. You've done so much, Ted. You work so hard and your heart is always in the right place. You've inspired me to do my best too. So don't say that you're not good enough, okay? You are good enough. You don't need to be perfect. And if your mom was still alive today, I'm sure she'd agree with me. Mama. Ted's voice is barely whispering. I see him struggling to steady his quivering lip. He clenches his eyes, looks down at the floor for a moment, then shakes his head. You're lying. He leaps to his feet, startled me, and then starts forward to right at me. You're lying. I don't believe you. You're only trying to make me feel better. Ted's blushing super hard and he points an accusing finger right at me. Why is he being so defiant? I'm only trying to praise him. I'm not lying. I meant it, everything. Gosh, what am I gonna have to tell this idiot to get him to listen to me? Fine, you know what? I'll prove it to you. Ted scoffs like the very notion is impossible. Prove it to me, and how you gonna do... I close the gap between us and press my lips fleetingly against Ted's. Woohoo! Or close enough for me to feel his heart start hammering from underneath his shirt, and I can only indulge in the softness of his touch until he suddenly pushes me away. Ted's eyes are wide and his expression is way past flustered and into mortified territory. His hand shakes as he points at me now. What was that? I just proved that you were good enough, see? And if you got me to fall for you, that is to prove you're something great, right? I blush a little and start laughing. Yeah, I totally just gave a smooth confession right there, but my heart must be beating as fast as Ted's right now. Ted's face goes the reddest I've ever seen as he shyly covers his lips with his hand. You. He keeps talking from behind his finger shield, like words would fail him otherwise. You really like me? Do I really have to keep saying it? I'm crazy about you, Ted. I mean it. I sober up a little and look Ted right in his shaky eyes so he knows I'm serious. So don't ever say you're not good enough just because you're not perfect. You don't have to be. You're perfectly imperfect, and must be why I like you so much. Ted keeps his hands clamped over his mouth as he uneasily glances to the side. Finally, he lowers it, and I watch his lips quiver as he struggles to remain cool. I guess if you wanted to be my girlfriend, I could do worse. Whew, that's not how you... His words make a warmth blossom in my chest. I guess that's one way to say it. I giggle and coyly hold a finger to my lips, blushing. So, are you saying you like me too? Ted takes a deep breath and nervously clears his throat. I'm not going to repeat this, so you better be listening now. I'm very fond of you, Nicole. You could say that, yes, I'm head over heels for you. I never thought I'd ever be saying this to anyone anytime soon, but being with you gives my life a spark. Ted hunches his shoulders and starts speaking from the corner of his mouth in a quick, quiet voice. So go out with me, please. That's all I needed to hear. I charge Ted and jump into his arms, laughing as he twirls me around some. Quickly, he sets me down on my feet and returns to normal as though remembering himself. Don't think I'm treating you any differently just because we're dating now. It's okay. Anytime I need something. I tap my lips. I'll just do what I did before. Don't talk about it so casually like that. Ted covers my mouth with his own hand, but it doesn't drown out the sound of me laughing from behind it. Eventually, Ted joins in quietly, and the store fills with the sound of both of our voices. I hear another noise too, and I look out through the glass walls to see fireworks exploding in the sky. The multicolored arrangement remind me of the flowers. Wow, fireworks. They're so pretty. The party committee managed to scrounge up this much dough. Ted lets out a low whistle. Impressive. This is really something. And you wanted to ruin it by chaining yourself to the store like a crazy person. Yeah, but at least you were here to stop me, Nicole. I don't know what I would have done otherwise. Something I would have regretted, no doubt. He warmly gazes at me and returned the sentiment, shrugging my shoulders as if to tell him not to worry about it. That was my first, you know. Hear Ted grumble from under his breath. First kiss? Yeah, yes. Okay, it was. Go ahead and laugh. Instead, I slightly nudge his shoulder. Mine too, don't worry so much about it. I just never found anyone I felt anything for. But that reminds me, I should really call your dad and tell him I found you. He's super worried, no thanks to you. Yeah, I'll call him myself. Don't nag me, but... Ted scratches the side of his face bashfully. I was too surprised when we kissed before, so I wasn't all there mentally. I look at Ted for a moment before I finally get what he's saying. I lower my eyelids and grin a cat's grin. Does someone want to kiss again? Huffing playfully, Ted brings a hand underneath my chin and tips it upward. Just as he lowers his lips to meet mine, a pop of firework explodes in the air, lighting up the night sky with color. Shut up. I wonder why I could feel Ted's lips against my teeth until I realize I'm smiling. The shut up, that was totally him. Give me a second. That was funny. I don't read romance well, because I don't fucking have any in my life. I've yet to actually been romanced by someone. Just got a bunch of crazy people in my life. Alright, now that I've depressed myself thoroughly with that little reminder of my own self-pity,